Hello, fellow AFL enjoyers. Welcome to the new studio with all three of the boys. It's a work in progress, as you can see, with the picnic chair here.
Not sure how I feel being in the middle. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. And George, actually, you know what? You've got to learn how to, move your head around, Dino.
It's tough, man.
Yeah. So there we go. I don't know.
That neck workout, it's not.
Might need a massage after this.
But yeah, look, kind of a fitting way. Final series starts and we're in a new studio altogether. Yeah, that was some interesting games of footy there, lads.
100%.
Kick it off with Adelaide, Collingwood, I reckon.
Mate.
Let's do it. I predicted the Collingwood. Not that it's that hard to predict, man. Can I just say, I'm going to give massive flowers to Gold Coast later on.
Okay.
But before I'm going to give them flowers, I'm going to say, Gold Coast, you dogs, man. You had the chance to just make top four, shut up the Pies, put them fifth, and all this would be gone away. And now they've got the second wind, and then they're in a prelim again. That's the jokes, bro.
You're right. That's the jokes, man.
People aren't giving them enough shit.
No, you're
and
right.
I'm just about to give them flowers.
There
but
is
before
a world,
I do that,
there is a world, round 24, where Collingwood could not be in the finals. Now they're top four and into a home prelim.
yeah.
It's crazy, the swing that happened.
And trust them to just find a way to turn it on finals time.
Yeah, but hang on. So you're blaming Gold Coast. I'm blaming Adelaide.
Well, let's blame them as well.
Because these guys finish first. They score near 100 points a game every other week. And the 3 times they've played Collingwood this year, they can barely crack 60. Shithouse.
You're right.
Luke Pedler's your main guy. 3 goals. What are the other guys doing? Where's Fogarty?
See how I did
Where are
that?
those 3 tall forwards? Where were they?
Fogarty was just not seen. Thilthorpe I thought had a pretty good game, even though he had some poor moments late.
Really poor moments.
And he's playing the second ruck role. So and when he was matching up on Mason Cox, he was having an influence.
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like he gets a pass. Walker did okay, but yeah, Fogarty was the big omission.
Yeah.
So they just lacked a bit of X factor forward. Like no Rochelle, no Rankin, really showed.
Yeah, 100%. Walker went 2 goals, 3, So, and at one stage almost hit that huge, curling snap from 45. That would have been a crazy goal, but, yeah, you got to be hitting your shots. So,
yeah. Well, you're right though. As a potent forward line, they just couldn't score. And
3 times now against the same team.
And they allowed Darcy Moore to have a legacy game again.
Well, I think it's most intercepts, like intercept marks
in a
final ever. That's crazy. And this is a dude who we were really questioning, Darcy Moore, let's be fair. But, I think in a well-structured defense where he doesn't have to be proper lockdown and he can roam around and do his thing, yeah, he shows his class.
Well, this is the thing. There was one moment in the last quarter where Adelaide was still sort of a chance. You thought if they get 1 or 2 on the bounce, they might do it. And they had, I can't remember for the life of me who it was, but he's running into an open 50 with a wide open teammate about 30 metres away from him. And it's one of those ones where they go for the goal when they're out of reach and it just ends up in probably Darcy Moore's arms. And you're thinking, they've lost their head.
Yeah,
like they're not lowering the eyes at all. And that's why the key forwards couldn't get in the game. Now, maybe their running patterns weren't great, whatever, but I reckon the mids just lost their head and their entry into the 50 was poor.
No, well, their entry into 50 was poor because they couldn't maximise on the inside 50s. It was a reverse of the Collingwood game a couple rounds earlier. But you're absolutely right. You can see when teams kind of lose their way. And in that last quarter, they were like that. And maybe it's just the team hasn't played finals. Maybe just the occasion got to them. But yeah, they didn't have the composure that Collingwood definitely has. And it showed. It showed especially in the last couple of minutes, they were just headless chooks. So, Look, disappointing from Adelaide. But it means that Rankin can play in the grand final.
Hey, the master plan is coming in. Yeah, I'm going to give the credit to Collingwood entirely. Like I think talked about Darcy Moore having his legacy game, but it was a legacy game for the entire defense, like you could say, because they had the most intercept marks for the year. I'm pretty sure, which is crazy.
Without Jeremy Howe as well, which has been signalled as one of their biggest weaknesses, and he's the guy that can come and fix them. He wasn't even there; didn't make a difference.
Yeah, but dudes like Quainer, he steps up. He gets booed, which look, I'm going to leave it as they're booing him for footy purposes rather than for like they're just the Crows fans are just pissed that Rankin's not there, and Quainer's the reason why he's not there. For the footy, for the footy part, you know what I mean? But who knows? Yeah.
I think
we won't go too harsh on the Adelaide Crows supporters because I think the media's done that enough.
Well, footy fans are tribal at the end of the day. So if there's a player who rightfully or wrongfully was part of an incident with one of their players, the fans are going to boo.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
footy's very
Especially
tribal.
when it's completely one-sided.
Yeah, sports are very tribal things, man. The rationality goes out the window. So
The other thing is, we talked about the defense, but I just thought that Collingwood's inside 50 was super clean, and they found a lot of space to forwards. And then Jamie Elliott is the type of player that when you get space, he'll kill you. And he also kind of did like one of the middle fingers to the selectors of Australian too, because he was very, very dominant. So
I wasn't on the pod last week, but like, how does he not make it over Zach Bailey?
Yeah, I think that's.
I'm sorry. Like Bailey had a few good games. His second half of the year was strong, but like, come on, man.
He started the year off poorly from memory.
I
It was literally a turnaround.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Elliot was fantastic. Anyway, agreed. Side
Yeah.
bottom, winding back the clock as well.
What's up with that, man?
Of course, DeGoey's back in peak form right when it matters. Like, credit, they've managed him well enough to get him to this point. But
the Go one, I'm not surprised by, and maybe I shouldn't be surprised by side bottom, but I'm sick of this guy.
the side bottom, he let me
How
down.
does he kick 3 goals? And some of these goals are like, what does he suddenly get the ability to kick from outside 50 in finals? Does he like only stretch in finals or
Man,
something
in
like that?
Supercoach draft finals, he let me down completely. Went anonymous, and now he's back.
He
BS,
knows.
man. I'm still not over it, by the
But
way.
they're not cherry picking goals, man. They're like genuine like stoppage goals.
I don't know. The Pies
Yeah.
midfield just gets away, finds a way to get it done. Like Pendlebury, obviously. Dacos, we haven't mentioned. Class early on, especially. They might find their way in a granny again.
Only have to win one more game, man.
Who are they? So they're going to play
Brisbane, Gold Coast.
Brisbane or Gold Coast.
I believe so, yeah.
Brisbane will be a sick match. They'll beat Gold Coast. If we're being real right now,
I don't know if they will.
they will beat Gold Coast at the G.
Look, I think with DeGoey doing his
Oh,
thing.
Collingwood?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, without a
Collingwood,
doubt.
Yeah, so if Gold Coast manages to beat Brisbane,
Yeah, without a doubt. Collingwood's in the grand final.
I think only Brisbane can stop that. Even Brisbane now, Neil's out. Hipwood, who for structural reasons is a big loss, not for his contributions all the time, but
Yeah, but apparently he was playing through an ACL, like a partial ACL.
That's tough,
too. That's
respect.
that is very tough.
anyway.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Adelaide, look, we'll talk about Hawthorn soon. They might get when's the last time a team that finished first got bounced?
I don't know.
Straight sets.
Yeah,
it's
look,
a real
it's-
possibility.
It's happened, a few times of teams
Straight
going
sets
out.
happens, yeah, but it's usually not the first.
Not the top team, bro.
It's usually the team that's.
But
fourth,
in a
or third.
competition that's so even, where anyone in the top 8 could win it, it's probably the year for it to happen.
No, I wouldn't let him live it down. I'm sorry.
Yeah, look,
That's
I
bad.
think more so like for Adelaide, it'll be bad because there's 2 games at Adelaide Oval.
Correct.
If they were to lose, and I feel like Adelaide Oval is just, it's a fortress. You know what I
It
mean?
is a
There's so
fortress,
much vibe in that stadium, so much noise. Yeah, that'd be a tough pill to swallow for their fans. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. All right. What was the next game?
This game was Geelong Brisbane.
Man,
So-
clinic.
Yeah, 100%. And so it was 16 goals, 16 to 11 goals, 8. So I think it just shows that that scoreline, as bad as it is for Brisbane, is flattering. So
We need to talk about the moment.
The umpiring.
That's only one thing to talk about in this game. Actually, 2 things. One is how good Geelong were, just from start to end, and the second thing is this couple of incidents. Right?
Well, before we go to the major one, there was a lucky one that who was the player on Tom Stewart? Kyle Lohman got on Tom Stewart,
Ridiculous.
right?
Yep.
Which got a goal. So that's 1 goal to Brisbane. And then the disaster. Like I couldn't believe it. And this is the problem with stuff like this. When this happens, I almost thought to myself, I had the thought, shit, can I even watch football anymore? Because
I had the same thing.
It compromised the whole game. It's almost like after that, you just have to restart the game. Say, sorry, boys, start again.
I actually turned it
It's
off.
cheating.
I turned it off and I put on Heidelberg West Preston Lions.
Really?
Yeah. NPL Victoria.
Whoa.
Because
There you go.
and that exact sentiment, I said to myself, I can't watch this anymore. Firstly, secondly, it made me think like, am I even going to give a shit about this final series?
Yeah.
Because if it's going to be this compromised, screw this sport sort of thing.
Yeah.
Now, thank goodness the rest of the round sort of reminded me why footy's great. But did you guys see the thing that they analysed on Fox Footy with Rayner talking to that umpire
Yes.
at the last? So I don't know if you've seen this one, Matt, but
No.
before that incident, Rayner was complaining to the umpire, like right in his grill during one of the goals, and then before they bounced it, like that interim
Yeah.
sort of time. And then that umpire was literally just watching them in the goal square, ignoring the play up the field, like as if to say, like Rayner's complaining, like, hey, he's doing this and that.
Yeah.
And he's only looking at them until that slight nudge, and he goes over, gives the free. Obviously, it's on the other end of the field. And then the soft follow-up one is just like every reason why we hate umpires. And I'm sorry to say the word hate, but like ultimately, it's a final. There's so much on the line. It's not about you. If you're going to make a mistake, fine. How could you give the second one?
Oh, the second one's unforgivable. And people were saying, the media are saying the second one was there. Get stuffed. The second one was there.
Man.
You've clearly made a ridiculous mistake and you're going to double down on it.
Man, it's actually a joke in a final as well. Like, the stakes are higher in finals. The tolerance for giving free kicks should be lower.
100%.
Like, all of these things mean that, in my opinion, that is the worst call of all time.
Well, I think it's the worst call I've ever seen.
Yeah. It's pissed me off that much, even just thinking about it. If the umpires are I always say this, like, if you're going to give away frees, do it in low-risk scenarios, like on the wing, have your say on the wing, like, do whatever.
Yeah.
Goal square stuff, goal stuff, repeat frees after goal stuff should almost never happen.
Yeah.
But there shouldn't be a rule for a repeat goal. If they're going to give one, give it in the centre square.
Give a free in the centre square,
But
if
the,
anything.
but the thing is, like this goal, so Tyson Stengel, so Geelong have gone on a flurry of goals. Stengel's marked it inside 50 within range to kick it like over 30 points, right? And then
It's more than that, yeah.
it would have been 33 points, I think, if he kicked that goal. And then a play 150 metres away reverses that and sends it to the goal square, and then another goal. It's cheating.
That's a 3-goal turnaround, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's
And
a joke.
I mean, everyone's talked about it. Everyone is in agreement. There's no one saying that it's wrong, that it's right.
Yeah, but what's being done about it?
But it's unforgivable because I feel like in the game, you've got a chance to think about what you do and to kind of correct it. And that chance to correct it, in some part, was a second free. Like, you can't be doing that.
Yeah.
No, he's lost his head. It's ridiculous. And Rayner as well, like, I'm not going to miss this opportunity to say, like, how cowardly is that from Cam Rayner? Where's the staging free kick? The staging suspension or fine.
Yeah.
Have we seen one?
No,
It's a joke.
Nothing's going to come of it.
At the very least, AFL could have saved face a bit by doing that, and they didn't.
No, they should say this umpire is no longer umpiring in the final series and Rayner gets a suspension.
Yeah, but
In my opinion.
I feel like the AFL, they never do anything to, like, what's the word? Make the umpires look bad.
Because they need...
It's their, I don't know, it's their employees. I don't know.
That's fair though.
They don't do much.
But at least then final suspend Rayner for saying you deceived the umpire. If you want to back your boy and say he thought he saw something, he was trying to do the right thing, fine.
Yeah.
Punish the player, man. He's not escaping this, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, that's fair. To slightly move on from this, I thought one of the things that was so impressive was, you know how we talked about when you watch Adelaide, you could tell that they had lost their way. You could tell straight away Geelong weren't affected by it. Obviously they were, but the way that they played was very, very composed for the last couple of minutes. And that just shows the professionalism of this team. They are such a good football team. They're so well drilled and so balanced. I used to hate Geelong because of their success, but now I just can't help but admire how incredibly run this team is.
And beyond that, obviously they're well drilled, but it's athletes everywhere.
Running power, immense running power.
Yeah, like just in the middle, like in the most important positions in the guts, Smith and Holmes. And then running up and down the wing, half forward, there's Dempsey just being a menace. Blitzarves, whether he plays defense, whether he plays ruck like he did, and he rucked fine, he did well. He was what's the sport where you jump in the water, like steeplechase or something?
Is it in the water? I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, no. There's a sport where there's like literally it's like 100. It's you run around the whole track, but then when you jump over one hurdle, your feet land in water. I don't know what it's called.
I didn't know that.
And this does exist, but
There
that's
you
what Blitzarves was, and that's a hard running sport. So dude's an athlete, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Big time athlete.
Yeah. But yeah. And then you have short bursts of Paddy Dangerfield to just run
Shannon
amok.
Neal.
Shannon Neal, my boy.
Even Sean Manor, bro. Sean Manor was a menace.
Mate, shout out.
Mate.
Young player of the year.
Young player, I know. Look, at least he makes us still young. You know what I mean?
True.
Maybe not Dino, but Georgie and I.
True. I'm past that.
Yeah.
Can I just say, actually, Dempsey, right? What a player, firstly. I'm not taking anything away.
Yeah.
But have you seen some of the footage on Fox Footy where they're like, look out, like genius, you got to keep track of him. You watch this footage that they've got behind the goal. All that the guy does, he goes to the contest and he just starts jogging to the goal square. And every time, no one tracks him. What is going on? Like, this guy has just got some spell on the opposition where, like, he just gets open in 50 on his own.
He's got the power of God.
I don't see anything he's doing that's, like, ultimately special other than just running into space. And no one goes with him.
Yeah.
I guess it's
Maybe they
smart,
can't. What happens if his direct opponent can't go with him?
Well, then they shouldn't be on the field.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. Get him off the field.
No, what a player, though. It's a full testament to him that somehow he just gets free every time.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He's brilliant. I mean, fitting Rising Star winner. but of last year.
Mhm.
The other thing about Geelong is because they're so smart, they will allow whichever player is in the best position to actually maximise their position. So they had a running goal outside 50 from Stewart. They had, I think, Holmes kicked one outside 50. There was another player that you wouldn't expect to kick it outside of 50 as well. So players that are not your main man are also maximising their opportunities, right? Because they can spread, because they can make good decisions on the field. And Max Holmes is quickly becoming one of my favourite midfielders.
Fair enough.
Maximum damage. He only had like 22, 23 possessions, right?
Yeah, max damage.
Max damage, man. Max meters gained, just powerful. So impressive. But then you can juxtapose that to the 35 possessions of the Brisbane Lions. They're not damaging like Holmes is.
Nah. Where's McDamage, man?
And McDamage got tagged out of the game hard. And he needs to respond because no Lockie.
True. Yeah,
He's the main
100%,
man.
Yeah. Look, probably, Rayner has to shut down the critics and play in the midfield, I think. That's probably their best option, to be honest. If they're going to actually, be explosive in the midfield,
Look,
I think
the Lions have enough. Obviously, like you can't replace Lockie Neal, right? But they have enough within their team to be able to shift the magnets and make something work.
I'm not making
no,
any
no.
excuses.
There's no excuses for this team. They need to be able to make it work. So
100%, man. 100%.
Yeah, no.
Well, jumping to the next game, I think GWS and Hawthorn.
What a game. Oh.
Yeah, I think I told you I was in the middle of the game when Hawks were up by 4 or 5 goals, whatever it was. I'm like, Dano, when did GWS just rebuild, bro?
You did say that.
Like, legit. Like, I know it sounds crazy to say, but like,
I don't think it's that crazy.
yeah, like I'm trying to think, who are their best players? So you got Callahan, Tom Green, who are young. How old's Whitfield now, man? He's
30 something.
He'd be 30.
Got Cadman, obviously.
Cadman's young. So I guess they don't really need a rebuild. But look, I think they have to probably just invest in those guys. Doesn't even need to be win now moves anymore because, like, man, a lot of those dudes are getting old.
Well, yeah, and I remember saying to you when we were watching is that if their culture wasn't as good as it was, in other words, if they hadn't retained all their key players that they wanted to, because they did lose a fair few, but it seemed to be by choice and selective, then I think they would have had to rebuild by now. So I think they're actually pretty set up for sustained success. But there's also, and we've been saying it all year, this team is the biggest zero to hero team, not just per game, per week, like per quarter. They've had some of the biggest quarters of the year. And also the reason they've needed those big quarters is because they've had some of the worst quarters all year.
Yep.
And this exact same thing that happened in this game. Credit to the Hawks, man. They came to play. Shout out my brother who was there, away day. But I genuinely thought, like, once they came back, obviously, that game over Hawks, it always, like, surprises me when the team can come back like that and then just not finish the job.
Yeah. True.
So, fair play to the Hawks, man.
Yeah.
Chol was huge.
My boy. Yeah. 2 big momentum switches. Doesn't really happen often in games like that. So,
No, but with the Giants, it does.
Yeah.
No, the Hawks, man, they're dangerous. Like, I did say before, are the Crows at risk of being the first seed to be bounced? I think they are. I don't think they've got it mentally. They're a bit inexperienced. Hawks have at least been there last year. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, look, if they're going to be poor with their entry into the, into their forward 50, mate, Hawks, I think they have one of the best defenses in the league.
Yeah.
If you look at it just man for man, who's in there.
Yeah.
And
Oh, it's
they'll
unbelievable.
happily do what Collingwood does, which is invite a bit of that pressure and bounce the other way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Hawks, they'll willingly play that counter-attacking style, which is very dangerous.
I think the Hawks' weakness, as we've talked about, is their midfield. I mean, like, GWS scored most of their goals from stoppage. So, can Adelaide capitalise on that? I'm not sure Adelaide's midfield is as potent as some of the other finalists. I don't know when Will Day gets back, if he gets back or not, what the situation with him is. But that's probably Hawks' weakness, his ability to stop scoring from stoppages. So, apart from that, they're very well balanced around the ground. And bringing back, what's his name, Mr. Running Man, Josh Weddle.
He looked great.
Very timely.
Plug him in any spot, bro. I think he's the most versatile player.
They've lost Cal Shadir apparently, so Mitch Lewis will come in.
Yes.
Which is a bit of a loss, I think. Lewis hasn't quite been as good as Diar when they've both been in. But I think they can do it, man. And then so that leaves them in the Geelong end.
Yeah.
Oh, throwback. That is a big throwy to some epic finals games between those two.
Yeah.
I would love to see that, actually.
Hawthorn Geelong MCG prelim.
Huge. Yeah.
it's the one that the AFL probably
That's
wants.
the most classic recent rivalry between two teams. That's been a great series of games. But yeah, Giants, look, you're at home. You started poorly, but when you get into the game like that, it's stunning to me that you can't finish the job. So I don't know where they go from here, but...
Well, to Matt's point about their list, they're clearly not good enough to take the ultimate goal, right? Because they've been around it for a long time. I think they went out... Did they go out straight sets last year? Oh, were they top 4?
I can't remember now. I have bad memory, bro. I don't remember.
They were up massively against the Lions, and then the Lions came back against them, and then obviously went ultimate. They do have some good young players because they've always got young draft picks. Darcy Jones just did his ACL.
Yeah,
she was straight sets last year. So I had a quick check. Yeah.
So Darcy Jones does his second ACL. He's kind of one of those real point of difference players. Brent Daniels is a really good player, but I swear I'd never see him play football.
Yeah, he's barely played this year. Yeah,
I'm not going to pretend like they don't have they're just going to flop out of the 8 or anything like that. But they are trying to win now. Like the Jake Stringer pick was like, let's get in. That's like let's get him in just for the finals. Do the goalie type. Kick 3 goals in this game and win us the game for us. And that didn't happen. Josh Cowley, like he's a dominant player, but he's had his injuries issues. He could only play half a game.
I think he was a dominant player. I don't think he hasn't been.
Maybe. Well, he had a dominant game.
Yeah.
Caniglia is not the player he used to be. So look, I don't know. Maybe a mini reset. I think they're well coached, but I'm not going to be sitting there tipping them for the flag next year, am I?
No. Like everyone did this year. Weren't they the favourites?
At the start of the year, they were.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But this is the reason why, is because when they're on, they're untouchable. Like it's so extremely good. So I think people look at that high-end potential and you think, okay, if you just don't allow these 7-goal leads to the opposition, then you're well positioned to do really well. But obviously it's a persistent problem. It's not the first year this has happened. So
no.
I don't know what they got to sort out, but you can't be taken seriously in a finals game when the team knows that they're always a chance.
Yeah.
You got to sort of crush them a bit earlier. So yeah, interesting. They've lost Leah now. He's requested to go to the Saints. So not that he was...
That checkbook's pretty big in St Kilda.
I know.
Yeah, just quietly. Ryan, Aaliyah...
Must have found some extra cash at Luna Park or something like that.
Yeah, legit. Look, my thinking with them is they've got 2 years of Naz, of the best... Naz is top 3 players in the comp?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I think that's pretty fair to say. You got 2 years of him. That's all they're doing. They're like, we just need to maximize these 2 years, man, and pray that he stays.
Who have the Saints? So they've re-signed Naz. They've got Tom DeConnie. They've got Silvani. They look like they're going to get Liam Ryan, and they've got Lika Leah.
Yeah. So their defense now: Lika Leah, Silvani, and Wilkie. That's not bad.
They've got Tom in the midfield. They're going to lose Windhager.
Yeah,
but they get a half forward midfield Liam Ryan,
and Marshall might leave to the Cats apparently.
Yeah, which. It makes me think, is DeConing that big an upgrade on Marshall?
I think DeConing
he's younger.
Yeah,
I think
DeConing will be very, very good. His next couple of years, Tom DeConing could be the best ruck.
I feel like we say that, but
he started the year.
He's 27 now.
Yeah, Marshall's 33, bro.
Isn't he? 33, maybe 30, 31. But what's his name?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, DeConing's 20. I don't know. He's in his prime now. I don't know where's. Is there going to be a level above this?
I think so.
You reckon?
Don't forget what he did at the start of the year, man.
True.
His first 10 weeks were very good. Then he had that throat thing where he couldn't breathe, and then the contract probably got on top of him.
Yeah. Right? Fair enough. I just don't want to admit that he could potentially surpass Trish and Sherry, man.
He did kick that goal on Sherry in the forward line. Don't forget, yeah.
Yeah, but look, mate. Sherry
he's not even my player anymore, bro. I don't care.
True.
He's not worth the money, right? But they paid over the prime out, so.
Anyway. No? Yeah. Saints showing some promise, but there was one more game which...
This was the best of the lot, in my opinion.
What a game it was.
Look, that's drama in that game.
Where do we even start? Look, Gold Coast, disappointed me with the whole not maximising their opportunity and the Collingwood hate. But the only thing you could do is respond. This was such an impressive victory. To go to Freo, right, against the home crowd in your first final ever and win... And you could have forgiven them for being walked over in the end and going, it was just a bit too hard. You could have forgiven them, but they just did not let down. It was so mature, and I just thought, I was watching it as a neutral, but like very quickly, like the Gold Coast kicked the goal, and I'm like, yeah, Bailey Humphrey, yeah. Like so naturally, like couldn't hide the fact that I wanted them to win.
Yeah.
And shout out to Bailey Humphrey, man.
Mate, 3 goals.
3 goals is
Huge
crazy.
in his first
Big game.
final.
But they start the game hot, and they're gunning it, and their midfielders are on top. But I just thought their defense was so impressive. Euland, right? Will Powell and Mac Andrew, I thought so solid all night, right? You can always trust Anderson and Rao. Rao is a beast. Remember when he was just like a clearance guy?
Yeah, now he's everything.
Now he's everywhere. He's everywhere, bro.
Buzz Lightyear is just flying around everywhere, bro.
He's got like a cut down his cheek, and he's just like wiping it away. And his best mate Anderson is like wiping it away for him.
Ah, it's beautiful.
That was very romantic. But that was awesome. And then Freo were going to come, right? Because they always do. And when they started playing more desperate, fast football, they started to score. And that last quarter and a half, it was all Freo. To the point where they get the lead. And then Euland takes his contested mark, like he just should not have taken. And Mac Andrew runs and takes an uncontested chest mark because he's followed Tracy, who's gone behind the ball. He's followed him, and Tracy's not a defender. They do roll reverse, and he's good enough to slot it through.
Yeah.
And Dave Swallow, who turns it over in the midfield because he's clearly not good enough to be playing in a final, just like Fife, right? So 2 legacy players for each of their respective team plays a sub match in the last quarter. Both of them not being good enough, really, to play at this level. And Swallow gets the magic moment to kick a golden point.
You know the thing is,
it's just cinema.
It was actually perfect that it was a goal and they could celebrate the goal.
Yeah.
But then it becomes a behind, which was actually,
better.
Even though you can't really celebrate a behind too crazily, it is a better result because the 9 seconds that was left, Luke Ryan's kick, he kicked it like 300 meters in the air.
Yeah.
You know, it took 9 minutes for it to get down.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, 9 seconds for it to get down. So, yeah, that was insane. That was insane.
On the just quickly on the Mac Andrew mark. So there's been off the top of my head 2, but probably more moments this year where Tracy's gone back late in games and had a big moment, like a key intercept mark or something. And the one thing I've always thought is like when teams do that, like that strategic loose man, whatever. If it's a game in the balance, like send someone to him, make him defend,
which they did,
which is exactly what he did. And I think just generally, football might evolve over the years in a way where there's more unique sort of tactics thrown out there. Because I think coaches are a bit scared to do something completely out there and crazy. But not that was. But I'm just saying, if you got to win the game, throw everything at the team. Like, don't be left wondering, like, should have thrown extra men forward, this, that. Like, go be ballistic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and there's nothing I love more than when they throw a defender forward in the last minutes to win it, like a Sicily or these types. Yeah. I love it. And suddenly, like, you're watching Carlton and Mitch McGovern's in the forward line. Like, he sucks, but like, it G's you up because it's like, you're a team. This is the Geelong model. Jeremy Cameron can nearly kick 100 goals and also play halfback. Right? They're footballers, man. Use your pieces.
That's what I'm saying.
And if you're a smart team and you've got smart footballers that can play their system, they should be able to pinch it in the midfield or do what they need to do to win it.
Well, if you've got 2 minutes to go and you need to chase the game, who cares if you concede a goal? Your whole team should be forward and you just back your guys on ball, win the ball like they did, and then go do something.
The funny thing about that moment is I feel like Ben King has been very accurate, but he kicked 3 points and the Dockers forward line was a lot more potent for, I'd say, half of the match. There was more space in the forward line. Their tools, I think, were more likely than Gold Coasters. And the funny thing is they just couldn't get the contested mark until right at the end. So it's almost like the thing that lacked them, Mac Andrew was able to provide with his athleticism. So that was good to see. I think Gold Coast, if they have a weakness, I think they need a small forward. Like that Isaac Rankin X factor, they don't really have that.
Got to get him back.
They got to get him back. And they've been severely benefited by Ben Long's season. Yeah, 100%. Because his internal growth has elevated that forward line significantly. They actually need a superstar small. I feel like Bailey Humphrey provided that X factor. I think they need another one. Just an observation from that game.
Yeah. Look, I'm trying to think. In the off season, they're going to get Zeke Euland, who's I think more of a wing type. Yeah,
he might play that role early days.
Yeah, that's the thing. He could play that role, maybe. You know,
they've got Lombard and that who are more meant to be on ballers, but
Jake Rogers even.
See, these are the guys with the size to do that, but their games are more on ball games, which is interesting. Yeah, that's probably a good shout. Maybe next year they try them there to start with. Just get them in the team.
Yeah, go pinch Jesse Mollop.
He's up for grabs, apparently.
Up with Charlie Kerno. Send them together.
Look, I've heard Jesse
take it,
Mollop. I read to Port is a rumor. His dad was Daniel. Yeah,
Daniel Motlop. Yeah.
We
From
had-
North Boy as well.
Yeah, we had Motlop as well.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe he wants to do father son North. You know what I mean, cheeky.
North is the kings
You
of.
know, bro, the best part of
Don't
if
start.
North gets Motlop is you guys will find a way to G it up. That is the worst part.
100%.
We're going to be in the preseason next year and like, oh, Motlop's going to provide a point of difference. Just like the Zach Fisher. How does Zach Fisher go, mate?
Horribly.
Hey, last year when we asked, he got the disposals. They just went clean.
Yeah.
But can I just say, back on the father son thing, North is the king. Like, there's no team in the league with more players that were like, if you played 5 more games, you would have been a North father son.
bro.
Like, there's always, what's the threshold? Like 90 or something?
Yeah, I think it's 100.
100. We've always got
now.
these guys with like 89 games, 95 games.
Yeah.
The kings of it.
Josh Kelly is one. That's a famous one. The one that's crazy to me, I don't know if we've mentioned it on the pod, but Eddie Sainsbury. You know who his son is? Top 3 player in the game. I was talking about him earlier. Nazaya.
Messiah. Oh, God.
Can you believe that?
Oh, well.
We had a dude. We had Naz's dad.
Joke.
Like crazy, man. But I think he only played like 44 games for us. So
That's what I mean. Why only, like, what's going on here, man? Just,
Yeah.
anyway.
Do we talk about Freo at all?
Nah.
yeah, you don't. Nah.
No, I'm sick of these kind of teams, man. Like,
Look.
everyone was touting them as a chance
Yeah.
early. Like, what a great preseason. You got in everyone you wanted. You kept your players. Perfect. Why can they not beat Gold Coast at home
Yeah.
after
Look,
a pretty
it's
damn
poor.
good year?
It's
And
bad.
A lot
It
of their
is bad.
players played, like, what I liked about this game that got me so excited is there was 2 good teams, right? And so many players had individual moments. You know, when it's like most players in both of the teams are pretty good generally, and they all have their moments. Like Pierce for the Dockers was huge,
Yeah.
right? Sarong was an absolute animal, right? Brayshaw was the same. Hayden Young got forward half of the ground so often for the switch. Like how many times do they transition and Hayden Young's free, and he does so much damage with the ball. So there's so many players that played good games, right? Voss is a menace. They still couldn't do it. You're right. Shea Bolton had his little moments, but yeah,
What more
Yeah.
can you do?
I don't know.
I think it's all mentality.
Look, I think it's a bit of that. I think maybe would they benefit from an experience pickup, like how say North we picked up Luke Parker, and obviously because this is still a young team.
It
You're
is a young
naming
team.
all these guys, and the only one who's really old is Pierce.
No, they're a very young list.
They're a very young list, so maybe they just need someone with premiership experience.
They'll
to
be
help them
fine
out.
next year. They'll be fine. But
Yeah, I agree.
They're young, but the one thing that I keep thinking of is 2 years ago now, they shocked everyone and made the finals. And then they had that off year last year. Then they're back again this year. Like, we're talking now, next year is the 4th year. At what point do we say you've been in the finals enough? You've had enough time? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. I feel you.
I don't think they want for anything. Looking at their team,
Yeah,
they don't want for anything.
Yeah.
No,
For me,
not
it's,
really.
it's a huge mental game at this stage. Like you said, the teams are so even. Look at Brisbane Geelong. I'm convinced Geelong just had that extra energy, like they were just pumped up for it because they lost last year in the prelim. There's that chip on the shoulder, which you can't measure, that I think is all the difference. Well, Gold Coast had that chip, first final, like that extra bit of motivation. Freo actually had the pressure being at home probably.
Yeah.
You can't measure this stuff, but I think it's so important.
Now look, I'm looking at like the ages of these Freo players that played. Man, it's a ridiculously young team still, man.
It
so
is.
like,
It is.
I'm not too concerned. But look, we're gonna talk about one of their.
I mean, Gold
older
Coast.
fellas.
Gold Coast would be a young team as well, though.
Yeah, true.
Wouldn't
That is true. We'll talk quickly about an old fella who's gonna retire though. Fifi, our boy.
Shout out Fifey.
Fifey, man. He's great footballer. I loved his post match. The way he spoke about, so maturely about, his time in footy and, about the game and about, him not getting success. Maybe that was, how it was meant to be, or maybe that was the best thing for him. I don't know how exactly he said it, but it was very, I was just,
One thing I
Well
will,
said.
well said, champion player. I will
Yeah.
just mention one thing though.
Yeah.
Freo was in a grand final.
Yes.
And he was in that team. And I'd say, I don't know about you guys, my memory of that game is the whole team fumbled it.
Yeah.
Inaccuracy, including Nathan Fife. So
That was the opportunity.
He's been to the big dance and they should have won it. And if we're being real, he kind of didn't deliver in the moment he had. He didn't seize the moment. It's a team game, but he also had his bad moments in that game.
Yeah.
So
And then injuries come.
Then
That
injuries
Ross
come, and
then
line
it's
team
like-
was never going to win it, man. They were the plotters. They were the team that you just couldn't beat.
early game, I was at the game actually. Early in that game, Hawthorn was there for the taking. It was an even game. Freo had the better chances. And it was just a classic thing of nervous newbies versus the experienced heads. 1 out. And Fife was part of that. Unfortunately, he didn't get another chance. I'm not saying it's on him.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show, man, like when you're there, you can't ever assume it'll be next year. Like look at Sydney this year. You can come and go. Port Adelaide, you need to seize your moment. I think Geelong, the more I'm thinking about it, I reckon last year was a kick in the nuts for them. Like they're such an experienced team. They're the classic example of like not taking it for granted. Like every time they dip a little bit, they come back just like with a vengeance, man. That's why you can't kill them.
Yeah, I mean, Belly Smith, like it almost seems like just bringing him in, it made the difference.
Yeah.
In like just one player that suits your game style as well.
For sure, man.
Shrewd recruiting.
And with how good they are, they could have just said, oh, look, next year Shannon Neal will be better and we'll be back. We were so close in a prelim. And to be fair, they probably would be in the exact same position. But they just doubled down. Like, you can't keep a good team down.
Yeah.
You got to take that risk. You got to throw the second round
100%.
pick for Bailey Smith. And they probably knew about, him going out of, psych ward, how he said it. They would know about all of that stuff because this is a guy, these guys do background checks on everyone, So, but they backed themselves in to turn it around and they backed him in to turn himself around, So,
what's funny? They were chasing Walsh in the middle of the year and just think, put Walsh, Holmes and Bailey Smith as a running team.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
No, I respect the mentality. Like, it's annoying. I'd rather see another team have a chance at it. But, yeah.
Champion team, man.
Champion team. Yeah.
Champion team.
Anyway, so next week, what have we got? We got first up is at it's Friday, Saturday night, right?
Yeah, so it's Adelaide versus Hawthorn at Adelaide Oval. And you reckon, look, so the odds right now are $1.80 Adelaide, $2 for Hawks.
I'm tipping Hawthorn, man.
Yeah, you know what? I'm kind of with you, man. Look, especially, like we were saying, if they don't kick the ball well into their 50, BRIS and Battle, All Australian Battle, and and Sicily and maybe even Weddle will swing back. Like they're gonna towel them up in that regard, and then they move it well forward.
Correct. And there's a few teams this year, like we said, Adelaide couldn't play their best footy against Collingwood in each of the games, and Hawthorn's another one. I think they split. So Hawthorn beat them at the Adelaide Oval, but lost in Tassie. Was it? Or was it the other way around?
I'll have a look for you, man.
2 close games by memory. So
previous match, Crows beat Hawthorn at Adelaide Oval.
Close-ish though, yep,
yeah,
14 points.
Yeah.
And then I think the Hawks beat them in Tassie.
Yeah, 47-44.
2 dirty games, 2 close games, man. I don't know. I think Adelaide struggles against these teams that are a bit unpredictable and more of a counter-attacky sort of team. So I'm going the Hawks.
Yeah, the Adelaide performance didn't fill me with a lot of confidence. And the Hawks are a confidence team. So why not?
Fair enough. Yeah.
Q Clash in the finals.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This might actually start making the Q Clash a relevant game.
I actually think the Suns are going to win.
Look, I think they're primed for it.
That was an amazing victory, man. I know we said it, but like every contest, every scrap, they just dug in.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I'm feeling like because you're always going to think, the recency bias is, the teams that have just won, they're going to go win again.
Yeah, no.
But there's a reason some teams were 4th and some were 5th and 6th and 7th and 8th.
Yeah.
So, like,
I think the old heads are going to win this one. Brisbane.
Look, I think so as well. But, like, I mean,
remember the Suns beat Lions by 66 points in round 20, yeah?
True.
Yeah, but wasn't that like a really torrential rain sort of dirty game?
I don't remember if it was raining, but that's a pantsing.
Yeah, that is a pantsing, isn't it?
I mean, it was at Gold Coast Stadium, but they're in Brisbane. Like, it's not like they have to travel far.
How well does Gold Coast do in the pink kit?
I don't know, actually. I don't know what the pink kit stats are.
I don't think it's been good.
Yeah, well, see, there you go. I think that might be it, man. Like, I think depending on how that swings, so interesting that they've gone with that. It was probably either that or the what's their other kit? The white kit or the yellow kit?
There was a yellow one.
Yeah, the taxi kit. I prefer the pink one than the yellow taxi kit, to be honest. Or could they just wear red, man? Red versus maroon, it's not that much of a...
Nah, that's yuck.
It's yuck?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Look, if you're playing like a FIFA or something, that's a bit too close.
Yeah, you reset the game once you start.
Yeah, you reset the game. You rage quit, man. I can't play this guy. Yeah, been there. Yeah. Yeah. So look,
let's just hope for 2 cracking games, which they should be.
Yeah, I agree.
No umpire interference, please. Just let them play.
That's it.
Let them play. If Gold Coast makes a prelim, that'll be insane.
Look, that's in it. I don't know, man.
It's mental.
These are your boys. These are your boys. Like, I know, obviously, Blues fan, but, if you had to pick a second team.
You've got to be big picture about it too, though. Like, if they do win, they're playing Collingwood at the G. Now, if they win that, huge. But for the successful hate watch, let's be real, Brisbane has a better chance. Surely.
I think you're right about that.
Without a doubt, you're right. Without a doubt, but
right? In saying that,
look,
like Gold Coast fumbled it for us, in round 24.
I don't trust them.
So what if now they come back and they finish the job of knocking Collingwood out of the race?
it's written in the stars,
It's
mate.
written in the stars.
They do play entertaining games with Collingwood, though, as well. High scoring.
I don't get Collingwood, man. I just don't know. I don't think that they should be that good.
Yeah,
When they've got a 36-year-old kicking 3 goals, get stuffed,
correct.
bro.
Yeah, but which team
Give him
has
trip him over, give him a walking stick. Like, I don't understand.
Correct.
This is what you got to do, right? Gold Coast, that surely Dave Swallow, right? Get him to come in. He sucks, right? Sub him, bring him, start him, right? Go up and send a bounce. Oh, Dave Swallow starting. Oh my gosh, crazy! Knock out Nick Dacos. Kill Nick Dacos.
Just kill him.
Kill him. Kill Nick Dacos or Degoe, but I would still go Dacos. Just murder Nick Dacos. Knock him out.
Yeah.
They swallow. You're done. Your career is done. Why would you not do that?
Look, I think it's fair.
Accidentally.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Look, even if he doesn't, but then he wouldn't play in the grand final. You know what I mean?
Doesn't matter. He's not even. Look, Dave Swallow, a humble man. He had the post game interview, and they're like, "Oh, you get to play one more week." He's like, "Yeah, if they keep me in the team."
Okay, fair.
And
That's fair.
he's not good enough. Like he turned over the ball, being too slow, and then he got shot a goal by a free kick that some people think is not even a real free kick. Right? He's done. Right? David Swallow. David Swallow go and accidentally knock out Nick Dacos for a game. I hope Nick's okay. Right? But just like smack him in the face.
Just throw him off his game.
Throw
Do
him
something.
like, what are you doing? And then sub out David Swallow for like Alex Davies.
See, you know
Right.
what? I know you're obviously taking the piss a bit, but Damien Hardwick has been known for a crazy final
What
selection.
I'm saying is it's so clear what you have to do to stop Collingwood. You have to stop Nick Dacos.
I don't know, but the side bottom still kicks 3.
It doesn't matter. Like they can't win without him. Right? They can't win without that one player.
You're probably
And
right.
you can't knock out Matt Rowell.
No,
Right?
you can't.
You just bounce off him.
That's true. You punch him, your hand breaks.
That's right.
You know?
So I don't know, man. I think there's scope. I feel like Collingwood are gettable by just knocking out one of their players. That's all I'm saying.
Can't argue with that, man. Can't argue with that. Yeah.
I mean, Maynard ended a guy's career and he still played.
True. You can get away with it. Speaking of that, hey,
Oh, yeah.
can I
But
just-
Collingwood have done it.
You
They
just-
killed Brayshaw.
you've triggered me
He's
now.
not the player you need to kill either. That was
No.
Man,
He threw a helmet. He killed him through a helmet.
Bruh, insane. Insane.
Hey,
man.
just briefly as well, the Degoe incident, which for the record, I don't think he should have got suspended. I don't know if you saw that slight bump he did that caught whoever it was a bit high. I swear, if Paul Curtis does that,
Bro, that's a month at the game. Bro.
Sherry, our players. Anyway, I'm not going on and on.
It's actually pretty crazy to think about the season we've had and like all that saga at the start of the year with the in the back tackle and the concussion stuff. I feel like they've eased off from where.
Yeah,
they
because it's
started.
finals and it's Collingwood.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
right.
sorry, like
If it was us, I think
bullshit,
they do
man.
not care. They do not care about
Yeah.
us. Curious, right? Like Nick Dacos, if he does Isaac Rankin, he still get the 4 or 5 weeks.
yeah, bullshit.
You feel me? You know, I don't know. Anyway, that's a crazy hypothetical. That's probably not going to happen because he's learnt. He's not that. He's not that dumb to make
Surely
that
the
mistake.
Pies though. Surely like other teams seem to have more depth than the Pies. Do they not rely so heavily on like 2-3 players?
It's a mental thing though. They have no fear most of the time. They've had a few shockers, which is why their form dipped. But generally speaking, in these big games, they're hard to beat because they have no fear.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Anyway, with no fear, I can probably end it off there unless you got any preseason sort of like, any moves that we need to talk about.
Campbell Chess is coming to Carlton, mate.
Ooh,
I don't even know who he is. Like, I know he exists, but when you watch West Coast, you just don't know which player is which.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
tell
no.
you-
You just think that they're all waffle kids running around.
They're all those guys that they get in the mid-season draft.
My memory of that draft year was highly touted, injuries, slipped to the mid-teens, never got going.
And still not going.
Kept getting injured, has the potential still apparently, but has never shown it.
So basically, we're picking up a Raza Fantasia again.
Yeah,
Might have
younger
to, bro.
Fantasia that hopefully can get fit.
Yeah, but Campbell Chess is more like a wing halfback, right?
wing. Yeah, I remember as a winger. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
And I think they reached for him a bit by memory. I think it was a bit controversial how high they took him, but anyway.
Yeah. And then there was probably like some gun Western Australian kid that they just left out there. He's probably my guess.
Hey, can we talk a little bit about how right I was about Murphy Reid just for a second?
Oh, yes.
How could we forget? We spoke about Freo.
Have they announced Rising Star yet?
Look,
If it's not him,
it's a joke.
come on, man.
It's a joke. If
It's
not.
100% him. There's no
because
question.
who's the other options? Levi? Who's the other one?
Curtin.
Curtin.
Curtin's fallen away.
Yeah. Look, Curtin had, I reckon, a month of good footy. Whereas
4 to 6 weeks of good footy.
Yeah, all right, we'll go with that. 4 to 6 weeks. But Murphy Reid is just like I think you said it, most skillful player in the game. Dana, you said it. And I think,
Mate, if you're compiling a list and he's not in your top 10, your list is wrong.
yeah, if you make like a football IQ skill top 10,
He is, man.
you know, Sheasel, Dacos, Murphy Reid.
Those are the guys.
He's even some of the handballs he did in that game, the lookaways.
He's a baller, man.
Yeah.
Like there's players like him, Dacos, and Sheasel
Yeah.
are the 3 players in the league, and it's exciting that they're also young that have the most skill in the league, in my opinion. From like that IQ, the vision, the sort of like the arrogance to try and pull off handballs like that, no looks and whatever. Like insane.
Yeah. 100%.
Wait till you guys see how right I was about Cal Jerome. Next year, just wait.
The West Coast Eagles need to like draft some of these type of players, man. Like, did you send the graphic of
the top 10? They're top 10.
Yuck, bro.
Hewitt was 9th in their best and fairest, bro.
You barely played.
Look,
Mate, even Harley Reid, all he did was give away free kicks.
Exactly.
He's third.
Yeah. Look, Ruben Jimby was 2. Look, and I actually think Jimby was all right. Not gonna lie.
So Liam Baker's
But, like,
their only player. Like, he has to be their captain now because he's by default.
Yeah, this is what him or Jack Graham. It can't be Jack
You
Graham.
can't be
But
Jack
Jack Graham said some stuff in the year. You know what I mean? He did an Isaac Rankin, so he can't be.
Whether he said those things or not, irrelevant. He's not good enough to be a captain, bro.
Yeah, no way.
Even Baker at least has got that kind of like warrior type of, gets in and under.
Yeah, 100%. Like I feel like he's one of those players. If he was like
Matt always.
Can I just say,
it's that experience for playing for the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors or whatever they were called.
the Carlton fans obviously like wanted him to leave and whatever, and then the rest of the league's like, he's all right, like he'll be fine.
I hate that copium where like they feel like this. How could they get rid of Matt always? He's their leading goal kicker. Bro, you don't know anything.
Carlton fans are right about that one.
You don't know anything.
You guys
bro.
are right about always. You're
How
right
dare
about Zach
you?
Fisher.
How dare you?
Yeah,
How dare you talk to Carlton fans and tell us that we made a mistake with Matt always?
Can I just say, actually, I wanted to bring this up. I'm a little bit worried about you being so okay with Kerno leaving. Can I just say, as a brother?
Yeah.
Is that just?
I'm a little bit concerned.
Like, what is it? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
We've gone from, and admittedly, like, truth of like big broad shoulders, Coleman medal winner, like what a player. To
you know what? I'll say
bad
something.
for culture.
Right?
Get out of here.
On my phone, you're saved as a contact as Charlie Kerno.
Oh, that's crazy. Look,
like,
it just goes to show that,
It's crazy.
life changes and I don't know who I am anymore, all right? My identity is tied to Carlton and Carlton doesn't know who they are. So I don't know who I am.
Look, can I just give you a bit of a warning? And you've been where North has been, so I don't really need to warn you, but can I just remind you maybe that North lost in one off-season Petrie, Del Santo, Ferrito, Harvey, and we are still recovering from that. So if you guys get rid of Charlie Kerno, I don't know what's going to happen to you.
It just depends what we get for him. That's what I said from the start.
Mackay will barely play because he's a bit injury-ridden and concussions and whatever.
Ashton Moore, mate.
You got no Kerno Mackay permanently.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
McGovern's going to be traded because they've re-signed Kemp. So they've said Kemp is our guy.
Yeah.
We might
right?
we're going
They
to
use Nick Haynes as the intercept role instead of the McGovern. Right. So they've said Nick Haynes will pick him.
Well, he's done after next year too.
Right.
True.
So Nick Haynes is the McGovern for next year. We've got no Silvani, so we've got the Kemp. Right. They're saying Ashton Moore will be the third tall. So there's Mackay, Ashton Moore.
He's at downgrades everywhere I'm looking.
Moyer's not even that tall, bro, is he?
He's still 190.
It's probably like Paul Curtis height.
Okay, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, look, but let's just say that we got like straight swap Goulden. You do it.
You're gonna have to, man, because that
But
was
would you hold on a second? I know we're not gonna get Goulden, right? But would you not straight swap Goulden for Kerno?
if he wants to leave for sure. Yeah, you do.
I
it.
think at that stage,
Yeah.
But
But Goulden's as an individual is better than Kerno.
that's look.
Nah.
That I don't.
Have
know
you
if
seen the
can
way
say
the
that.
ball spins
Pete
when it touches his foot?
Kerno's the best forward in the league.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And that look, we were talking about this a year ago or 2 years ago, right? you'd be calling us crazy for thinking, oh, you would
Well,
trade him
he
for
was the best
Poulsen.
forward in the league then.
Yeah, he was.
Look,
yeah.
I understand when you think a player's not good for culture, and like if he wants to leave, fine, get a good haul for him. But I'm just saying, irrespective of that, even if you get a good deal, it's looking pretty bleak.
Oh, he's definitely gone.
And why you
You
guys
reckon
don't
he's
have?
definitely gone.
He's gone, bro.
Yeah, he's gone.
But have you seen the Jed Walter talk? So
that would be ideal for
the
you.
narrative changes, right? And now it's like, if Kerner was going to leave, the one guy that could do it is Jed Walter. So
okay.
what happens if now Kerner does get to Sydney,
Yeah.
right? Walter comes to Carlton, Gold Coast sends something to Sydney, some mega deal.
That I think you should do.
Yeah.
That's a worthwhile risk.
And then you can just invest in youth at that point. You're really investing in youth, but that's fine.
Well, Walter's the baby Kerner. I'm pretty sure I called him that. in
Kerner, the problem with Kerner is, as we said, if he goes to a team like Geelong, Gold Coast, Sydney, he is going to dominate.
Of course he will.
Because they will be able to give him the service that he's never been able to get at Carlton.
It's going to be crazy because you guys just
What can Carlton do to be able to maximise their forwards? Like, if I watch them next season bombing inside 50 again,
But this is
I'm
what
going to really take EPL Supercoach seriously.
So you should. Either way. Can I just say, though, a shout out Matt's Pod. SC enjoys.
thanks, bro.
But can I just say, like, there's certain teams like a Geelong and that can have these wildcard characters, but the culture of the club, like Collingwood as well does it, you can have these X-factor guys that maybe aren't great for culture, but the rest of the team is so sound. You let them be them and they dominate.
Dude, Kerno's in our leadership group, man.
But this is what I'm saying is like,
The
why...
guy probably can't even add 5 plus 5.
The bigger question is, why has it gotten to this point where such a crazy talent is going to leave? Like, it's so clear to see if the culture was sound around him, let the guy be who he wants. Like, let him ride his bike to the games, like whatever.
100%. And I don't disagree. That Carlton has failed.
Miserably.
Big time. Their father-son, third generation father-son named Silvani has ditched the club for St Kilda. St Kilda.
Yeah, but look, his father's
That's a
sonning,
bit-
from the, from the what's it called, the list manager
From off-field.
perspective, like the off-field part.
Carlton is a massive failure. They are a pathetic club.
Man, I'm going to make a prediction
This
now.
is why they're in this spot. They suck. And they are an abysmal organisation that has failed for 30 years. This is what happens. You lose players. But if you're smart about it, you can reset.
Yeah, well, he's the...
There's still
concern.
enough there to reset. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think so. I hate to break it to you. If I'm doing my very early prediction, I'm predicting bottom 4.
Bottom 4?
Bottom 4,
Are
bro.
you no way, bro.
North's leapfrogging you, bottom 4. Saints are leapfrogging you, North's leapfrogging you. You're gonna be down the bottom with Essendon.
There is no way Carlton finishes bottom 4 next year.
I don't know if it's too early for this, but there's a bet that I was doing almost yearly with friend of the pod, Chris for St Kilda. I'd be like, look, if North finishes higher, I get a bottle of Canadian Club. If St Kilda finish higher, I buy you a Canadian Club. I feel like there's a deal very easily.
I'll do a deal.
Yeah, right. One bottle of sticker.
My sticker. There you go. A bottle of my. There you
On
go.
the pod.
There we go.
Sounds
Live
so
bet on
delivered.
the pod there, guys.
Look, with
For a
that type
bottle
of bet, you
sticker.
can't really lose, man. We're getting
We're
drunk.
both winners here.
It's true.
I think we end up there, otherwise we'll go all night.
Yeah, true. Nah, thank you guys for listening. See you on the next one.
Bye.
Right.